Dry.
Dry. Yeah. Dry. That usually works.
That's how it works. That's exactly my technique. Dry.
Dry, innit?
It looks dry now.
Born and bred in Leicester, and I live and work as a nurse, senior nurse in the community. I'm a mother of 3 children, well, 2 boys who are now in their 20s and a daughter who's nearly 18, so not quite children but sort of adult age. And I love sports, love people and like socialising.
That's it. Don't you knock the camera, David? I'm part with.
Mark Rule, from Leicester. I'm 39, soon to be 40. But yeah, I've had a football career for 11, 12 years, professional and non-league, which I had to move away from Leicester for that.
Work, I help my husband's got his own business, so I help him out with his business, you know. Yeah, he car mechanic, he repairs cars, so I do his paper, working slowly and then building up your strength, you know, from scratch, slowly, then you build up your strength. I'm Dean, and I've got 4 kids. I've got 3 girls and 1 boy, and I've got 6 grandkids. I used to work, I help my husband's got his own business, so I help him out with his business.
Half the polo neck of work though when you give me down.
Well, yeah, no, I was thinking that I would have just had to have done it on your face, which would have been like, yeah. Now looking at the pose and what it is, I think.
And we used to sell so many like Booker T's. This is when they first came out. Yeah, so when, for example, when I first started working in the media, when I first started on the radio, he was the one that was saying to me, you know what, you'd be perfect to go on the radio, just go for it. He encouraged me every step of the way. When I first went on air, if there was something that wasn't quite right, he'd say, you know what, maybe you could do this a little bit better this way, or, you know, this would sound better.
Political situation in Zimbabwe wasn't too good. My brother and sister were here initially, so then I decided to be contact with, because without them or without their guidance in a way I wouldn't get anywhere. But I think also it comes from within, and that's because of my upbringing. I think from when I was young, like I said, my mum and my dad have always said to me, like, you've got to do the best you can. It doesn't matter what other people say, you've got to get out there and you've got to do it. And, you know, I think that slowly sort of, all those words have just kind of given me that strength to carry on in that way.
You're going to be a piece of art, just think of that. And it's possibly that you're going to have your eyes closed as well. So that I just know from the group. Yeah, she was in, did some steps, which is like, respect. That bit just there, like.
Really tickly.
Yeah. Okay, right, that is my...
Similar to strength, I think, and someone that inspires you to do things. Similar to strength, really, yeah. Someone that will support you, help you, and will be a backbone, really, and getting you there wherever you want to get.
Yeah. As soon as the shadow was added, you think, yeah, it looks really hand-like now.
And then if they're not, I change things. I'm just going to line up to your photo where I think you're going to be. So I'm going to go with...
Joe Stout, recently turned 50. So I came back to Leicester yesterday from my holiday after celebrating my big 50th. Yeah, and I live in Leicester. I've lived abroad as well when I was younger. Lived in Trinidad and Tobago. Then I came back to Leicester.
So just you relax as much as you can, just close your eyes for me and just try my hardest.
So,
get a rough idea and then we'll go do another photo to check.
That's okay. And 3, 2, 1.
Okay, are you happy with that shot?
Yes, and I'm
Okay.
happy with what I've changed as well.
I head up Zfit, which is women's health and wellbeing. I think it's not just fitness, Zumba, but it's kind of evolved a little bit into more of a health and holistic wellbeing organisation in Leicester. I also work at the job centre. I am a single mum.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more down. Fine.
In different colours. From light to dark.
My name's Lorraine Webb, and I'm 58 years old, and I work part-time. The reason I work part-time is because at the age of 55 I was allowed to retire, so I work for the NHS as a community mental health nurse.
My name's Audrey. I'm Leicester born and bred, so I've been here all my life. My parents are Guyanese, which often gets forgotten that it's part of the Caribbean, because Guyana is in South America and it's at the top next door to Venezuela, which is in the news at the moment, so people should be able to recognise Guyana. Used to be British Guyana.
Cool, yeah, I can work from that.
Yep.
Yep, thank you. You see, but I'll bring some of the dark in. And then crop wise and try and imagine the photo.
Gosh, strength. I personally think strength is a physical as well as an emotional, spiritual, psychological sort of, it's a holistic concept for me, because even if I'm physically strong but emotionally or mentally I'm not, then I wouldn't consider myself strong. So for me it's about being a holistic being.
Right, let's go with that.
Yeah, it was good. So that's where I am. Oh, I got a son, 13-year-old son. Yeah, at the moment. Yeah, not at the moment. I've just got a son. I'll get rid of him next week. I rented him. Yeah, I got a son, 13 years old, and I'm engaged as well. Got engaged a couple of years, getting married next year, and yeah.
She's drying.
Nobody stopped sweating then.
Why are you drying? I'm just going to...
Resilience means to me, I think for me, being resilient is about having an inner strength. It's about being able to overcome barriers that perhaps ordinarily you wouldn't be able to. And it's about defying perhaps what other people would expect you to achieve or not to achieve. So for me, it's about giving yourself that extra inner push and having resources to draw upon to be able to overcome whatever barrier it is that you're actually facing.
Sugar. No sugar, just the milk. Dave Wilson Clark?
Milk, but no sugar, thanks.
Milk, no sugar. And Charles has milk and no sugar. There we go.
I don't know, I don't think so. I've got the ability like the way Z does, and all that. So I don't think so. Might be in the past, then halfway then give up, you know. The past, not thing. I think it's changed when my kids were growing up and all that,
So I draw my strength from this inner power. That's how I would describe it, a universal power. And I do that from practicing mindfulness and from using different NLP techniques, different things that I've learned along the years. It's like I've got a toolbox, and no matter what's going on, I can pull out a certain tool and use what I need.
There's a skin smoother.
Oh wow, that is just so amazing.
Yep.
Oh dear.
7 o'clock in the morning.
It's good job you're ready for work.
There's no excuses. I've been quite a big girl since I was small, so there were times when you get up in the morning and you think, oh, I don't want to go to school because of whatever, or you don't get chosen for certain things. But my mum always fought for me in that way.
Okay, and let's just do a. Can you go very slightly closer to your face with the reflector? Yeah, is the tilt right?
Yeah, because now everything's getting more rather than.
If you are told something and you're not happy with it, and obviously you're going to get anxiety, you're going to be depressed, you're going to be unhappy, I say go and get the support you need, speak to somebody, talk it through with a friend or a colleague, or if it's related to your health, go to a health professional. Or
Resilience for me is yourself, how you cope with life in general, balance work, your social life and all of that. So it's, because not everyone can cope with, some factors they face in life. Life is never straightforward, is it? So sometimes you'll have good times, sometimes you'll have bad times. So it's learning to balance that.
Imprint. I think they're going to be like,
nice
big. You're like, yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Yeah. Nice. Yes, I'm happy with that. If you're happy with that.
Yeah, I have actually. I've been the earliest I remember was when I was a kid was my teacher from primary school, Mr. Hayton. I'll be able to give Sophie the mic.
Okay, so I need to. Okay.
Nano fraction more.
I think I'm one of those who put on a brave face to a lot of things, so I just carry on as normal, even though You know, things have hit hard. You know, it's a matter of just getting on and carrying on. I'm not one of these that become quite weak and let anything bother me in any way.
See that line there, which will be a really long line, which will be really deceiving. Like, all the way in here.
Got a bit of a lens flare.
I always show kindness, regardless of whatever I do. Show good, because you only pass through this world once, and people will remember that. If anything, they will remember if you've shown them kindness, especially if they've been at the bottomless pit and you sound like you've gone and bought them a card that's positive. They'll remember that.
There's a picture.